It's another early morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning as a matter of fact, and the hunters have just started to arrive. I'm KC with Outdoor Ohio, and welcome back to another great show. We're joining the NWTF for a very special hunt. This is a deer hunt with their Wheelin Sportsmen program. Don't go away, this one is going to be great.
This is how the adventure started, with ATVs and specialized trailers being unloaded for the hunters on one of the few big sky areas of Ohio. Joe Sawmiller led the charge.
The NWTF offers the Wheelin Sportsmen program to give people with disabilities a chance to get out here in the early morning before the daylight comes up and a chance to deer hunt, turkey hunt, dove hunt. We do fishing, we do a lot of things. The whole object of this whole program is just opportunity. I mean, people that never hunted and fished, that because they're disabled don't mean they can't try to.
And generously donating private land to the cause, their own personal honey holes, were Lear and Chad McCoy.
Yeah, it's just a chance for them to get out and getting these guys a chance to. We got a lot of even nice trophy deer on the properties, and that's something we're looking to. Not only manage the property as far as the doe herd, but let these guys have an opportunity to shoot a really nice trophy buck.
And it was time to go. We got the guys gathered and headed out to the hunting spot. This was going to be no easy task, but nothing worth doing ever is.
Well, this is my third year coming out to the Adams County hunt. Last year, I took a doe and my first buck, a little 5-point spike, and this year we're just hoping to see some deer. The only hunting I do other than Wheelin Sportsmen is mostly in my backyard because it's a real level area and real easy for me to get around. But other than that, this is about the only other place that I do hunting. 8 years ago, I was swimming in a freshwater lake and I was stung by actually a freshwater jellyfish, and it created a reaction with my spine and swelled it up and paralyzed me from about the chest down.
Where most of us may not think twice about making it to our hunting spot, for Matt and others like him, getting there was as much the battle as the hunt itself. A special wagon had been modified to carry Matt and his wheelchair, but despite the great idea, getting him to his blind was no easy task in the rolling hills of Adams County.
There we go.
Eventually, Matt rolled into his blind, got it in the position he wanted it in, and was ready to hunt. As the crew left the area, we settled in and let the woods fall quiet once again.
We've been out here for a couple of hours. Rattled a couple times, grunted a few times. We've heard some interesting things, heard some coyotes, heard some turkeys. Still waiting for that deer to come close.
Eventually, we managed to capture the attention of a small spike, although he was pretty skittish from the get-go. I was well hidden behind a tree and a log with a camouflage cover and even camo on the camera itself, but it was the blind that seemed to be a little unusual to this deer. Despite my best efforts, I was concerned about being spotted, so I ducked back in a little more. The guys tried a little grunting, but unfortunately this proved to be too unnerving for the young buck.
Sit tight, he's still there.
And so much for that. The sound we did not want to hear.
Well, we got out here about 6 o'clock, and we sat here probably till 9 o'clock, saw a little 4-point spike. That was it. We didn't see anything the rest of the day. He blew at us and picked our scent up and took off running, and after that we saw nothing.
After a disappointing morning, it was time to head back in. Lunch was being served, and it was time to tell a few stories before getting ready for the evening. It was a little easier to leave the wagon behind and get Matt and his chair in a gator. After a couple of hours, we settled into a different blind overlooking a food plot. I hid behind a large mower and waited for the deer to come in. And they did. For this shot, I'm zoomed in all the way. These deer were easily 300 or more yards away. We did get to see quite a few deer come in. It was a great spot, but it was huge, and the deer never really came close enough for us to take a shot before the light was too low and we had to call it a day.
Turned out really good. We saw a lot of deer. Not too many opportunities to take a shot, unfortunately.
But there was success. Quite a few deer were taken off the property that day in Adams County. And more importantly, we all had a really great time. Thanks for watching Outdoor Ohio. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on Facebook as well. We'll see you next time on Outdoor Ohio.